Howdy, folks, and welcome to episode 116 Paint and Chat. It's currently me and Jeff's game room. He'll be back here shortly. Unfortunately, we're not going to have McMurray with us tonight. He got called into work early, but that's okay. We may or may not have Reese join us. Might probably won't have Warmutt with us due to recent events there in Arizona with his family. And Todd is watching, so he may or may not decide to join us once he's done doing whatever highfalutin things he's doing at this point. So, what we are going to do tonight is we're just going to sit back, chat. I've got 4 Space Marines that I'm looking to paint. So yeah, got to get them ready for this weekend. My brother and I are doing an escalation campaign where we're going to be using Fistful of Lead and then ultimately Fistful of Lead Bigger Battles to play with our 40K stuff.
Ooh, 40K, you're a nerd.
Yeah, pretty much. So, let's see. Charles was in early saying evening. Mr. Wardrobe Todd said evening.
Chuck, Todd, Mike.
Jeffrey Edwards, good evening, guys. Telemachus saying interstellar arrival peeps, and then Meandering Mike, greetings, everyone. So, we got that down around us. Now, we are just a little over 2 months away from Battles and Brews. I did not get to take part in the March to Victory build-up with May the 4th over at Jay Wiley.
Right.
Hey, Warmutt, how you doing, buddy? Sorry, wife is getting a Highland cow quilt pattern. Okay.
Moo.
Jeffy says moo. But just in raffle alone, they gathered enough coin to pay for the venue at Battles and Brews, which is coming up in July. So that's good because then everything that's made at Battles and Brews can go towards the event for March to Victory, which is how it's supposed to be working. So keep up the good work, guys. McMurray was one of the winners of one of the raffle prizes. I think he won a book. I believe, I'm not sure. That's what it was. So congratulations to him. Also, if you are on the Wiley Games email list or part of the Wiley Games Facebook group, they do have a survey out right now asking what your opinion is on the continuation of the raffles. What you would like to see as prizes, what you would like to see as the cost of the raffle tickets, that type of thing. So if you are a member, you should have either received an email or you saw it on Facebook. Click that link, go take the survey. I think it's like 3 questions, so it doesn't take any time at all, and it lets you get your opinion in on um, what they what you would like to see with the raffles going forward. So there is there's your weekly punch for Wiley Games and Fistful of Lead. Last night, Warmut says the wife has entered, and then Charles says, put the African campaign next amateurs to arms war 1812. Okay. Speaking of board games, last night I sat down with my brother Jay, and we took a spin around Littoral Command Indo-Pacific. New board game out. It is said to be set in 2030, I think it is. So it's a near future combat game in this particular box. There's 4 maps. There's I believe it's there's 1 map with Okinawa. There's 1 map with Malaysia and Singapore. There's 1 map of Luzon, and there's 1 more map that I'm drawing a blank on. I can't remember. But we played the introductory scenario last night, Americans versus the Chinese. Mike, it's really, like I said, I got a chance to play it. It's a super simple. I mean, there's going to be some depth to it because there is quite a bit that we didn't touch on. But the basic game is dead simple. I know, Jeff, you have always talked about a true war game needs to have some sort of supply value in it. If you don't have supply coming into effect, then what's the point? This game has supply. It's got an interesting command structure. It even has protection assets. So it looks pretty good.
Supply, okay. Command, does it have that kind of stuff?
What's that?
Does it have command?
Yeah. Well, so here it is. The thing with command is you have, at least last night, we each had 2 task forces, and you have 1 task force is your maneuver and combat. The
Right.
other is support. So I played the Americans. My 2 task forces were San Francisco and Miami. Task Force San Francisco had my Arleigh Burke class destroyer sitting
Right.
off the coast. It had a supply company, and it had an interdiction force, and all it did was
An
basically
air interdiction force or a naval?
it was, you could use it to intercept attacks, non-ground attacks from your enemy. So if Jay shot from his destroyer or shot from his MLRS, this unit was able to spend an action or not even spend an action, just in response, be able to roll defense against it. So it's kind of like a fancified Patriot missile system.
Gotcha.
Hold on one second, guys.
So, Chuck, you put up the African campaign. Were you done with it completely? I haven't watched. I got a couple of videos I still got to catch up on with you. So,
the excuse me. Then my maneuver unit had an infantry company that had vehicles attached. And again, they were like armored fast response vehicles or some damn thing. I don't know exactly what it was, but they gave additional attack values and additional defense value.
right.
Or not a defense value, but an additional health points, hit points, basically. And I then had what was called the HIMARS, which was my version of MLRS. And then I had I guess a semi quasi armored strike company as well. Not really tanks, not really Amtrax, but a future version of Amtrax. What was that?
So I couldn't really see the board real close, but I thought it was just a naval game.
No, it is. There's one map that is going to be strictly naval because the islands are like a hex each.
Right.
So there's going to be a lot of naval. This and again, this is just the intro. So if I wanted to make an attack, let's say I was going to fire my HIMARS at one of Jay's units.
Right.
I would all of the units are quote unquote hidden. In other words, they're turned upside down, so you can't see exactly what they are.
Right.
I can of course look at my tokens to see what they are, but they're supposed to be kind of hidden from your opponent. And when you either move or you fire with them, you take them out of hiding, and they're then seen. But I fired it, and each unit has a card with numbers 1 through 20, and they've got little cubes that are different colors. Blue is supply, red is ground attack value. Let's see. There's various other colors. Anyway, purple is interdiction. Anyway, so I've got black is your hit points.
Right.
So, for instance, basically all of my units had 2 hit points. So if they took 2 hits, they were gone. So if I say, okay, I'm going to do not a ground attack. I'm going to do a distance attack, as it were. And so I tell it how many supply points I'm going to use from that unit. The number of supply points that I'm using is the number of dice I'm rolling.
Right.
So if let's say I've got on my HIMARS, I've got 10 supply points. If I wanted to do an all-out attack and roll 10 points or roll 10 dice, I can, but that unit is out of supply until I resupply it with my resupply company.
Right.
Then you've got, it's all D20s, and the counter itself that's on the board and the tracking card tells you what your range and what your to hit roll is, and it's that number or lower. And you roll. If Jay wants to, if it's not a ground attack, it's a distance attack or ground assault, but it's a distance attack.
Right.
Jay can, and if Jay has a intervention unit in range, he can use however many supply points he wants to use to roll that many dice in defense based off of his to hit number.
Gotcha.
And it's simple. I don't want to say it's not a high die situation. It's if I roll a hit and he rolls a successful intervention, that hit doesn't go through. If I roll a hit and he does not roll a successful intervention, that hit goes through.
Right.
So there you have it. It's literally that simple. Each task force has 3 action points to use, and an action point will, and you can only activate a single unit once each turn.
Gotcha.
So so it's it's with this game it wasn't a big deal because we had 3 units in each task force, so each unit could be activated with the action points. Now there are asset cards that you can hold in your hand and deploy using action points. Like there's a Halo insertion. You can insert an infantry unit onto any hex that's passable.
Gotcha.
But it takes 3 action points to do it. So they go in and that's all they do. They're not able to attack or anything. They land in place and didn't wait for the next turn. And it's kind of an I go you go, where the team the player that's got initiative will activate one task force, then the other player activates the task force, then initiative player activates the task force, and then finally the non-initiative player activates their final task force. So
right. Yes, how you doing, buddy?
So there you have it. It's like I said, there's a lot more depth to it, I'm sure, but just the surface level game is really fun. I enjoyed it quite a bit. We were done. Both of our units were either out of supply or were combat ineffective by turn 3. So, yeah. But we also, we kind of pushed it hard to see.
Well, sure. Yeah. Yeah. But
Yeah,
you said he's got to write a review on this thing, right?
Right. Yeah. So he's been asked to write a review for U.S. Naval Institute's Proceedings magazine. So, so yeah, we're probably gonna grab it again tomorrow night. Do another workup and see how it goes. So, how you doing, Hiss? It says,
see my Facebook message?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I did.
Right.
No, Wardrobe, what you were hearing was my cat pawing at the door. I know it sounds like a 3D printer, but it's not. So, getting ready for graduation this weekend. Oldest kid is getting a 4.0 in mechanical engineering. Got those smarts and good looks from his mother. Yeah, true that. His cat says, "Sup, peeps? Hey, Hiss, how you doing, buddy?" Todd, most excellent. Give him my best wishes. Great field, says Charles.
Yeah.
Charles says, "Hissy, long time no meow." Hey, Charles. And then he responded to you, Jeff, by saying, "Doing well, boss." Henry Mike says, "Hissy." Original Grognard gives us a thumbs up, as he always does when he comes into the room.
Dev.
And Hissy Cat does.
Hey, I got a question for Dev. Please tell me, Dev, that we're going to be doing a whole series of these Napoleonic games, just for me, because I'm enjoying it so much.
That'd be cool. The other thing is about this game is there's going to be multiple versions, multiple editions. The next one I guess they're working on right now is the Baltic regions. Right. So Devin says Terry has 4 other titles he's working on with the same system. So there you go. Sweet. Now, something. So if y'all have got questions about Littoral Command, throw them my way. I'll do my best to answer them. Otherwise, we're going to go ahead and mosey on to my next topic, unless Jeff wants to throw something out.
Yeah, go for it. I'm just throwing white paint on something.
Okay. That is in reference to last week's topic. I am getting sucked in to. I'm getting sucked in hard into looking into doing something with ACW. We found out that my great uncle, my great grandfather's brother, served in the first Iowa cavalry.
Okay.
And was killed during the Centralia massacre.
Nothing about that.
He was one of the 24 Union soldiers that was on a train headed home for leave in 1863. And in Centralia, Missouri, his train got stopped, and he and 23 other Union soldiers, who were also headed back to Iowa, were unarmed, were captured, had their uniforms removed, were then summarily executed by being lined up and shot, and then they were scalped by rebel soldiers.
Scalped? That sound like freaking Indians to me.
Yeah, well, no, it was. Who was it?
We did have Indians on the Confederate side. So.
Well, this was. I think his name was Bill Anderson.
Bloody Bill?
Yeah. It was Bill Anderson's group that did it.
He was a piece of shit.
Who was. What's interesting is the James brothers, Jesse James and I can't remember his brother's name.
Frank.
Frank were part of that raiding party.
Yeah. Lee didn't even recognize those clowns.
What's that?
Robert E. Lee didn't even recognize those guys.
Yeah. but also involved with that group was Cole Younger,
Right.
who was from Lee Summit, Missouri, which is where Jay and I graduated high school from, and uh, ended up, there's Cole Younger Days in Lee Summit. It's a festival
Okay.
Celebrating this outlaw and brigand.
Good word.
What's that?
Good word.
Yeah, brigand. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I did go to college and spend a lot of money for those big ass words. So anyway, found out that not only was he part of that, unfortunately, but he is also buried at the Jefferson Barracks National Cemetery in St. Louis.
Hmm.
So Donna and I have decided that at some point in the not too distant future, we are going to head down and find his grave marker.
There's a series of documentaries called not they're a group called is it the West Virginia Files or something like that on YouTube, but the Hatfields and McCoys. They
Oh
must have
yeah,
100 videos, and I'm telling you, 90 of the videos are finding different Hatfields graves.
yeah. So
I'll sit at work sometime and listen to them while I'm doing something.
yeah. I mean, you can go if you've got the name. Um, at the very least, the last name and a date of death. You can look up anybody that is buried in any of the national cemeteries,
Right.
and they will tell you uh, what section and what plot in that section. So, I mean, it's not going to be real hard for us to find him because I've already gone to the website and looked him up. He's in section 39, plot like 1375 or something like that.
Hmm.
So, but yeah, that's just down the road from the
How you doing, Pete?
just down the road from the Civil War Museum that is run down there. Um, and I guess the curator is a miniatures gamer, or
Right.
at least a war gamer of some nature. So that's cool. Hey, Pete, yeah, the two of us are doing great. As stated previously, Warmut's has had some family things go down. Um, McMurray got called in early for work, unfortunately, and the wardrobe is getting ready for graduation this coming weekend. The oldest child
I
is
thought
going to
Ward
4.0.
Todd said
What's that?
Todd said he was playing GTS tonight.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's what he told us, and then on the back end, but up front and in public, he's doing this thing for the kid. Not quite sure what to believe out of him at this point.
Yeah, Todd's a busy boy.
Yeah, well,
Busy boy.
he's busy, but he's our busy. Um, so with the um, oh, and it turns out that our great grandfather um, was the not only the assistant surgeon for the 51st Colored Infantry Unit, but he ended up also, while doing that, he got sent over to one of the Pennsylvania
Regiments.
cavalry
Right.
regiments also as the lead surgeon. So now I got to do some research on that. And I have put in my request for Across 5 Aprils for my birthday.
Hope she can find it.
I sent her a link.
Oh, good boy.
She said, "You're going to have to send me a link." You know that. So, yeah. It's already on its way.
Good deal.
So, Noble Knights got it in three different statuses: new and new unpunched in the wrapper.
Jester, how you doing, buddy?
Open box, but unpunched, and then opened and punched.
Right.
So, whatever option she goes with, I'll be happy. Because she gladly supports my hobby.
That's good. Yeah, my wife gladly supports mine too.
Being that you don't have one.
Oh, yeah, my bad.
So, but with that in mind, my brother and I are going to be looking to do some ACW gaming.
Hey, look at Mike's comment. Send Mike an invite. Get him on here, chit chat with us.
Oh, sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Jester, hey, look. So I got this empty box here that I thought I could send back to you since you were so willing to send me a whole bunch more games that you just couldn't fit in the box.
Yeah, Jester, how you doing, buddy? Thanks for dropping in. Yeah, Noble Knight's got a sale going on right now, and in fact, that makes the new box, the new unpunched. Well, I don't know if it's in excellent condition. I don't know if it's unwrapped or not, but it is unpunched in excellent condition. Makes it $72.
Yeah.
They're very good to excellent condition. Punched is only $40.50.
Okay.
All right.
Oh,
It's
Mike.
worth it. I mean, there's 5 battles in there, so. What's up, Mike?
Yeah. So the big reason why I want it is because of Shiloh.
Sure.
Because that is one of the battles that the 15th Iowa was part of. So, again, getting that familial combination there.
Right.
Oof. Excuse me. Gotta turn my ceiling fan on. It's a little warm in here.
Mike, what's up?
Doing some flesh mites, starting to
Oh,
paint
yeah.
tentacle feelers. And decide probably some sand golem for the shell.
Nice, Sango. Nice.
Should probably do the underbody first.
So, what's funny with the new Speed Paint 2.0, the Mega Set? It doesn't come with the paints that are in the original, like the Sand Golem, the Pallid Bone. It doesn't. The only one that has it from the original is the the Grim Black. I was like, "Are you kidding me, man? I gotta buy all that in 2.0."
Yeah, it comes with a few of the originals in the Mega Set. If you get the complete set,
You get everything, and the metallics, which the only of those
but
three.
it's pricey. But I found one place that had it on pre-order for a pretty big discount. Gnomish Bazaar.
Right.
You've heard of them? So let's see. Is my wife in the room? No, just my sister. So yeah, I ordered it.
I still had all of my, or using my classics, they're calling them already. And so I didn't get that. I got the Mega. And I'm not totally convinced that there's. First off, the paint pulling problem thing didn't seem to bother me. Just didn't see it. Spend $150 for the free shipping.
Probably not going to get that.
If you're buying something that's already over 150, it's a good deal.
One day.
Yeah, I think retail that complete speed paints 2.0 set is like almost 300, like 297 or 279 or something.
It's like $379.
379?
Yeah.
Oh my God, is that right? I did not order it at full price. I'll tell you. What did I pay? Are you gonna tell me, Eve? All right, let's see.
Yeah, I passed on that one. Oh, damn, Jeff! Don't stick your paintbrush in your freaking soda.
Ooh, that could be interesting flavor.
Reese,
Hey, how are you?
how them turkeys?
Turkey
Wet and
man.
cold.
What's that?
Wet and cold.
Wet and cold.
Yes, sir.
How can you be cold when you live in the jungles of Arkansas?
Right. Could be worse.
Yeah, guys. So we had a little chit chat last week, and we decided, since sometimes it's just hard to come down and narrow it down to a particular topic, that we would just, we just have shit shooting night. And because the one thing that I noticed a lot of these guys weren't doing, and Chris was coming up with it too, is nobody was really painting anything. That's what these guys do. Shit, you got me with freaking goggle eyes on trying to paint shit.
Right?
Whatever works.
So why not just shoot the breeze and not get all excited about anything in particular? And Chris can run his mouth with the best of them. And
Well, and y'all can catch me up on whatever happened while I was gone too. So
well,
all kinds of familial connections with ACW now.
good to know. I watched a little bit of that and I got really excited for you. So sounds like you're a whole lot less confused than me because mine are on both sides. Sounds like you all got one side to pick on. So
well, with that particular line of the family, and probably I don't think we have any family on my dad's side.
okay.
My mom's side, we might have had some traitorous no good. Well, actually, yeah. We are related to what's his name?
Benedict.
He was
Benedict.
What's that?
Benedict Arnold.
Well, I don't think Benedict Arnold is in our line.
Don't say never.
Hold on. Let's see here. Speed Paints 2.0 complete set pre-order at Gnomish Bazaar 264.
That's about
$115 savings.
Yeah.
Jester says if Jeff starts painting, then all hell is going to happen. Dogs and cats living together. Mass hysteria.
Meow.
Oh, yeah, I see what you actually wrote there. Pie ants. I'm not quite sure what a pie ant is, Mike. Is a pie ant what they have at the picnics? The little six-legged guys that come and haul off all your food. Those are pie ants. You got chicken ants and sandwich ants, and of course you got the pie ants. Let me take a look at something here. Where am I going? Oh, Facebook. So my brother actually posted a photo of our great-great-grandfather
Oh, cool.
after the war. So J.
Now, did you say something about Chickamauga?
No, Shiloh and
So Pittsburgh's Landing. Sorry, I'm making Jeff laugh.
That you are.
Yeah, I'm wearing gray over here.
Yes, sir. Good choice. Good choice.
yeah, our we have a cousin, John Wesley Hardin.
Oh my God.
He came out of Arkansas, I think, at one point too, didn't he?
Yeah. Now, also by marriage, we're cousins to Texas Ranger that did Bonnie and Clyde. Hamer.
Oh, Hamer? Frank Hamer?
Yeah.
Frank Hamer.
Yeah. My mom's cousin's husband is a Hammer.
Jesus Christ.
If you haven't read much on him, you need to.
What a story. What a story.
And even just if you cut the Bonnie and Clyde part out of it.
Yep.
Oh, he was still yeah.
I mean, he was basically an old retired man when they called him in to kill Bonnie and Clyde. And I don't say hunt them down, I say kill them.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what they wanted. They wanted Bonnie and Clyde dead.
Right.
And he knew it.
So yeah, we've got some
Criminals.
we got some names.
You got some criminals.
Here, this is a picture of my great-great-grandfather here.
Yeah.
There we go.
I'm running out of space for all these tanks.
There you go. There he is. That is William Monroe Arnold.
Oh.
Wow.
Can't say that I necessarily see a resemblance, but he sure as hell had a lot more hair than I did. Or I do.
On both ends of his face.
Yeah. Howdy, Chris Long. Charles asks, Hex, your headgear, is it a feel-good replacement for your night vision gear from your younger days?
Yeah, I have flashbacks when I put these on, so I can only run for 40 minutes at a time.
Hey, at least everything's not in green.
I remember when I started doing a lot of close combat stuff and they gave me the quads. That was fucking weird.
Oh, yeah?
Or the PVS 7s, I think.
Yeah.
I did not fare so well with those on my head.
I'm bad enough with a monocle. I can't imagine 2 or 4.
Yep. The 5s were fine. Two lenses, and that was good.
Now they're on PVS 14, by the way.
Jesus.
Just to make you feel old.
Wow. Yeah, because we had PVS 5s, PVS 4s, and then we had the what was it? The TBS? Yeah, the one we used to put on our 50 cals.
Well, didn't you use the PVS 2 as well?
They were going pretty much away.
Okay.
Shit, like I said, we had just got laser range finding binoculars right before I got out. I mean, they had been around, but they weren't issued to your everyday combat units.
Mm-hmm. Well, I have made absolutely no progress on the paint challenge since the last time we talked.
That's okay. Neither have I.
I had to draw a bunch of blood yesterday from birds.
Oh, okay.
And
you know how you can get a lot of it?
Yeah, cut the throat and hold a bucket. But
I was going to, a lot more fun is 12 gauge.
Grenades.
Grenade would work. Yeah.
Cargill has a very strict no weapons policy, and I'd prefer to keep my job.
Oh man.
Hair is overrated. You're right, Scala.
Well, I dropped a Panzer IV, and the barrel snapped. So now I have a short-barreled Panzer IV.
Do not convert that 75 long to a freaking 105 dirt can. The PZ4 is the best tank ever made in history.
Oh, well, I've got you covered. I got another one with a long barrel.
Oh, there we go.
But as I said, I dropped this one and the barrel snapped.
You do what you do, man. I mean,
I'm trying to figure out how to get it to go on there. I'm probably going to have to drill it out, but I don't have the energy for that tonight. So, but I got a lot of work to do. I buy broken ones on eBay and fix them up.
There you go.
So this one, the side armor is all busted off of it, and the wheels are coming off, and the treads are all snapped off. But I'll put in 15 minutes of work on it, and it'll be just as good as new.
Sweet.
And save me half the cost. And somebody already painted it too.
Wait a minute. What's with you in the World War II stuff here? Well, no, that's right. You do. I'm so used to you doing Vietnam and
Me?
yeah.
Oh yeah. World War II and colonials were my start.
his real jam.
So yeah, World War II is my real jam.
Okay.
It used to be colonials. I've since bailed, but.
And that, is that a
Colonial,
one?
you mean Americans?
Is that a 135?
No, I'm talking about like Boers and British
okay.
and Sudanese,
Real
and
colonial.
Northwest Frontier. Yeah, but the minute you line up, let's say 254 millimeter Brits up against 50 to 75 Boers, and you try to do a fight, you run out of space. So, and I no longer have the big basement floors to smash stuff together on that I did in high school, because I had a bunch of buddies with parents that had basements they didn't know what to do with. So,
Stranger Things. That 70s show.
well, you take your
I
chalk.
even did the basement thing when I was in freaking.
You take your chalk and you draw your rivers, and you go, okay, here's a hill here, so put some plywood down, and then next thing you know, you got a battleground. It doesn't look a thing like it, but it works.
Yeah. As long as you can tell elevation, you're good.
So,
No obstacles. Okay.
but no, I'm still doing the Vietnam too. If you make it to Kansas City next spring, actually, I'll have Way City for you.
Way City.
Mm-hmm.
Really one of the more intriguing conflicts in Vietnam.
Absolutely.
Hey, anybody want to smoke a White Owl? That's a good one.
So funny.
So my dad's uncle, my great uncle Wes, grandmother's brother, older brother. That's all he smoked was White Owls.
And how old did he live to?
In his 90s, I think.
All right.
I knew a girl in Germany who was in the military that she smoked White Owls. I mean, and literally, she'd walk up like one of them old Westerners with a half cigar stuck in their mouth.
Yeah. Was she a sergeant?
Oldest daughter brought you tacos and what?
French fries.
I don't get this emoji. My girls have to explain to me these emojis when there's like something in a text message. Like I'll send a text message with one of the weird looking smiley face things, and one of them will fire back at me, "Why'd you send that emoji?" I'm like, I was laughing. That doesn't mean laugh. I'm like, you mean these things have meanings? I'm so lost.
Chicken with corn salsa.
Well, I have two kinds of salsa, but that must be mine then.
Okay.
What'd you do, Mike? Order some food? Didn't get none for the rest of us?
Taco Del Mar.
Oh, you're on.
I had chili dogs tonight.
I bet that was good.
That's 2 nights in a row I've done that. Oh, Scala, go for the mohawk. And then paint black
Just saying,
flowers
you
on
need
the front of your face.
Oh, that looks good.
Oh,
He is about to get He's about to get a crap ton of contrast paint on him.
You're doing I forgot the name of the damn thing already.
Space Marine?
No, the paint technique.
Slap chop?
Slap dash.
Yeah,
Slap
Jesus
chop,
Christ. I was just
whatever.
doing some the other night. I forgot the name of it already.
Hey, Chris, did you get my message about Wilson's Creek, Prairie Grove, and Pea Ridge?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, feel free.
That was Mrs. Meandering waving hello.
Hello.
Hi, MMM.
MMM.
Yeah, I think. Well, not this June, because this June we're going to be going down to go river rafting, river tubing with the kids.
Okay.
But Donna's oldest son lives in and right around the Springfield, Missouri area.
Yeah.
So
I know Springfield pretty well.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you want me to meet you in Springfield for a battlefield tour, I'm not going to be much help as far as info, but I'll tag along with you.
Oh,
So-
hey, I don't, I know my go-to person when it's going to be, if I show up to a battlefield,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
it's going to be this guy here.
Hey,
If
there's
he's
only
been
one
to it
thing I
before.
know about Missouri, and every time I traveled across the country, there was a Quality Inn or a Comfort Inn dead center middle of the state on the interstate, and I always stayed in it, right smack in the middle of the state.
In Columbia, on
I don't
I-70.
know. There was no big town like sitting around it.
And I had
Okay.
the verde salsa and the corn. That's why they put corn on mine. To
So
differentiate.
I've already eaten dinner, and you're making me hungry, Mike.
I'm fixing to throw something in the microwave. Microwave, that's my
Spinach
chef.
tortilla, chicken tinga.
Now I got to pick which color green I want to go with here.
So, what do you think the world's going to do when Hexy converts from being an ACW freak into a Napoleonic freak? Because I'm telling you right now,
Let's go and adopt a British accent.
I'm getting ready to cuss. This fucking first victories game is freaking awesome.
Do tell.
And I'm playing a game where the French are running away, and I'm enjoying it. My screensavers are Napoleon, so I'm like,
Did they run through the briars and they ran through the brambles?
Yeah. Well, the guys in the red
Ran where rabbits wouldn't go.
Yep. Ran so fast and the hounds couldn't catch them.
Oh man, what a week! I've been sick since Thursday, and finally went back to work Monday. But here's how sick Hexy was, or how I was feeling. I did not play golf Sunday. I did not play golf Monday, and they were beautiful days.
Get out of town.
I am not kidding you. And then last night, I played in league night and was freaking 1 over par coming into the par 5 and took a 10.
Oh.
And got my ass handed to me by 2 guys that were in their 80s.
Ow. Well, now you know how all those 30-year-olds feel when you beat the hell out of them.
Oh, I said 80s. Mike covered his screen up.
I'm just getting up to wash my paint palette.
Hey, did you see that little thing on Facebook, that the brush washer thing, the new one that's been popped up, where you scrub your brush in the water, you hit the button, and the water goes down a drain hole?
Yeah, I've got one of those.
Really? Does it work?
Yeah, my wife got it for me. It's awesome. If I can remember where the top part of it is, it's somewhere around here. But yeah.
That's freaking cool. I looked at it and said, that looks pretty interesting.
Yeah, I've got it right here. Let me put it together. I don't have any water in it, but
Oh, you just got it recently, huh? Because I just saw them recently. So
yeah, it's pretty filthy. Now, where on earth did there's a fourth part now. Anyway, but yeah,
yeah, that's it. That's the one I was looking at.
I've got it. So
So
you
you
just
fill
keep
that with
refilling
water,
this.
and then the water drains into the tank when you push the button.
drives down to here, and then when this gets dirty, you hit this and it drains, and you get you a clear
Sweet.
thing, and then the dirty paint water builds up in this, and then you just stick the bottom part of it in the the dishwasher,
Nice.
and then you're good to go. You can scrub this too. So yeah, it works pretty well. It's got a little texture on it, so you can scrub your brush.
Yeah, that was the first thing I noticed because
Yeah.
just a rinsed glass is just don't always cut it.
Yeah, I get it. Well, yeah. She surprised me with it one day. She's like, I saw this online and figured you should have it. And I was like, I didn't even know those things existed. That's cool.
Damn, that's a good
So,
one.
I should be using it, but
I remember my last wife when she used to get mad at me about playing World of Warcraft when I played,
yeah.
and then and she was a good Christian woman, wouldn't cuss at me, but boy, she'd get mad. And then one day she woke up and literally woke up. I think it was on a Saturday morning. Woke up and I was sound asleep. She nudged me. She goes, "You know what?" She goes, "At least I know where the hell you are." I said, "There you go." I was golden after that.
Yeah.
As my mom used to always say, keeps me out of pool halls and massage parlors.
Then I need to give it up and go back.
What, to the massage parlors
Yes,
and the
thank
pool
you very
halls?
I've spent some time around the pool table.
I used to love shooting some pool.
Skylar Gremlin says $50 brush cleaner for 50-cent brushes. Oh yeah.
Is that how much the thing is?
I don't know.
What were they? Maybe
I got tanks on my keyboard. I can't Google anything right now.
They're probably I think like $20-something bucks.
Yeah. They're great.
Matt, your Warcraft wife. That's funny. It's bad that I know what he's talking about too. Son of I still play it. I only played two games where you have massive like World of Tanks and World of Warcraft, and I just flip back and forth. I'll play World of Tanks for a couple months, then I'll go back and I'll play World of Warcraft for a couple months. I'll go back, and then I have all my military games. But those are I play them single player.
You play Arma?
I did. I have all the way up to Arma 2.
Okay, I play Arma 3. I didn't play any of the earlier ones. I had a buddy buy me it, and they came out with the Prairie Fire expansion,
Right.
and that's about all I play.
Well, I guess I'm Arma 3. I hear is pretty popular.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not very good.
Yeah, we used to compete in. I started competing in Delta Force 2 back in the 90s, early 90s, mid 90s maybe, and then hey Brian,
Hey Mutt, how you doing, buddy?
We competed all the way up through Call of Duty United Offensive.
Yeah.
And my favorite one, we were number 6 in the world at one time in 4v4 pistols and Raven Shield, Rainbow Six.
Yep.
And then, like I said, once Call of Duty went to console,
Yeah.
and it became a port to computers, and all that high speed running and flipping and that was it. We were done. Couldn't do it.
I understand. But no, I got started with Battlefield Vietnam 2004. I don't remember what year I was playing it.
Flight of Huey.
And I'm a helicopter pilot. I'll tell you
There you
that.
go.
I'll get you in there. I'll get you out of there. You need rockets on station. I got rockets on station. You put me on the ground. Nope.
Yeah. I used to fly the drops, the Hueys to drop the troops in.
Yep.
But you couldn't put me in a gunship. I wouldn't worth the ship in a gunship.
Let's go. Boom. And then the stupid parachutes open up if they drop them too early. No, I can do gun runs decently. And then I had a buddy in college.
Was our gun run pilot. He was our gunship pilot. The guy that lives out in Missouri. 2 of them.
Yeah. I had a buddy in college that bought me, I think it was Battlefield 3 or something.
Right.
And I'd never played it before. And he's like, hey, I want to do this or whatever. And I want to try something with helicopters. He's like, well, I'll fly. He's like, you've never played this game before. I was like, trust me, I'll fly. You get in the turret, I'll fly. And we were buzzing about 5 feet off the ground, bouncing off buildings, doing everything that I knew how to do. He's like, man, where'd you learn to fly? I said, Battlefield Vietnam, the original.
I think that one and Battlefield 1942 were the last good ones for me.
1942 is great.
Yeah.
I have not played the 1943 because it's on console and I don't play console.
Once they moved these games to console and then they were porting them back to computer, they sucked.
No.
Yeah.
I played all of the Medal of Honors.
Yeah,
Every
dabble,
single one of them.
but the single player I like with those.
Yeah. I'm not a multiplayer fan on it, but the storylines, the missions, loved every single one of them. Did you ever play? What is it? Is it Pacific Assault? I think, or no, Medal of Honor: Rising Sun. I think it was GameCube only. You're basically an SOE agent in Singapore,
right?
A lot of it, and they give you a well rod. Well, the well rod's a one-shot kill, no matter where you hit them at. Shoots like a laser beam, and it's a single shot. So the multiplayer matches, if you ever jumped on those, were just 5 or 6 people jumping up and down on battleships, shooting well rods at 300 yards at each other,
like snipers and Counter Strike, jumping up and
with
down.
iron sights. Just because if you hit, you're gone. Couldn't even get close to the BAR.
No idea what you're talking about.
Yeah. You ain't missing nothing. It ain't like it used to be. So.
All I played was Battlefield and Battlefield 2, and that was it.
I remember my wife making me when I had the old AOL dial-up playing Delta Force 2. She made me put a second phone line in the apartment just so she could have the phone when I was playing.
Yeah.
I couldn't stand Call of Duty because there was nothing but grenade chuckers in that game.
Yeah. Now, when you were playing Battlefield, Brian, did you get into 42 in Vietnam at all, or did you just start with Battlefield 2?
Just whatever Battlefield and Battlefield 2 was, man. And all I did was a sniper. I wouldn't be anything else. You guys all go ahead. I'll stay back.
Yep, I can do that. Vietnam had a glitch in it where the 357 that the Special Forces carried used the same physics as the M40 sniper rifle.
Wow.
So you could take your binoculars and sight in on a target, switch over to your pistol without moving your character, and take the shot and make cross-map shots with a revolver if the guy didn't move.
Holy crap.
Yeah. So we figured out all those little things.
And then right after that, I was kind of like Jeffy. I went right into World of Warcraft, and that was me for years.
Brian, I got 2 plus 30 characters right now and a 60 in the new one.
I thought you were done playing.
I know. I only started playing again about a week ago.
No, I don't want to, because see, that's the thing. I get into it, and then I'm done. Get into it.
Well, yeah, and that's why I never say anything when you start mentioning it, because you're like me. You'll go for a couple weeks and then that's it. I'll throw something in the microwave. I'll be right back.
Been painting up a storm here lately.
Yeah, we played a lot of Medal of Honor though. It's fun to just go back and play some of those campaigns though, just for fun.
Let's see. Skylar Everyone says, I love me some Arma 3. I'm freaking terrible at it, but you get into a giant game with 50 or 60 other players, no one hardly notices how bad you are.
Exactly.
My online games were Ultima Online and Subspace in the 90s. Played some Command and Conquer Red Alert on the Westwood ladder as well. I remember old Command and Color Red Alert.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, man, I got that whole series. But I think you can get them all on Steam in a package, or you can get them through GOG.
Yeah.
Or Fanatical Games. You can get them all for a very cheap price, but those were awesome games. I love playing was it 2 that had the red Russian female agent or whatever that you played through most of it? I used to love those. I just don't have any more I don't know. I mean, I know what happens when I start to play one of those games. I won't stop. And then I realized, oh, Jesus Christ, I just spent 5 hours or 6 hours doing
It's frustrating playing those like Civilization games and all that. And you're playing against someone else or whatever, and they send out their scouts and stuff, and you're sitting trying to build, and then they come at you with a, group and just demolish you or whatever. Yeah.
Hey, did y'all ever play like Men of War Assault Squad 2?
I've got all those.
Oh,
great games, but you know what? I can't get by the damn in the Soviet one. the Russian one, where they end up in the KV-1 tank in a village.
Yeah, no. Just skip that one. Just skip that
Oh,
one.
you
Go on to the
skip
next one.
Oh, I did not know it. I did
Yeah,
not
just go to your missions screen.
right.
Go to Soviet Union. Go down and click the one after that. Because it's the same way in the American one. It's the same way in German one. What they tried to do was they tried to emulate World of Tanks and things
Right.
like that, and it didn't work.
Yeah, I can't never get through that one. I get tore up.
Well, I tell you what, you and I need to do some multiplayer on that.
My freaking Steam has like a
I got 3 or 4 guys that play that
that was a well. See, I went to that one too because of the granted the graphics aren't today's standard type.
No,
stuff,
but the detail on it, man.
game, yeah.
I mean, you're counting every single machine gun round, every single pistol round, every grenade on the guy's belt for 100, 150 guys.
How about any of the close combats? Have you ever played any of those?
I have not.
Yeah, you can get those pretty cheap now too. Plus, the older version, the newer version, but those are, that's RTS.
Yeah. They're coming out with a new Men of War this next year.
Right.
If we can get it with the Russian boycotts, but I don't know if Steam abides by that or not. But
what's with this lawsuit against Steam? Have you seen that?
I have not.
Yeah, it's all over Facebook where they're claiming.
I'm not on Facebook.
Yeah, I get the files all the time.
You know anything about it?
No, it's something. I guess they did something wrong, and I guess people are getting a lot of money back or something on games they purchased. But I'm so skittish about those things.
Yeah, and frankly, any money I spend on Steam, I fully expect to never see again, even if I want to get a refund. That's
Hiss, I haven't. They made a couple changes that makes it tolerable, but I have not loaded. I'm not loaded. I haven't logged into it probably in 2.5 weeks. So I don't know what they've done.
I'm gonna go get water and something to paint that's actually going to pique my interest, so that I can actually get something done.
All right.
I'll be back. So.
All right, Mike. What's on your game table?
I just finished my first playthrough of Der Weltkrieg Tannenberg introductory scenario.
You know I knew that, right? But I had to say it so you would say it out loud to the public.
Yes. And I just filmed this afternoon a how to play that took an hour and 20 minutes. I have not yet posted it. And then I'm going to film a playthrough. Definitely learned some lessons on what not to do as the Germans. The Russians won not a decisive victory, but a substantial victory.
That's the only one I own, Tannenberg.
I made a mistake with the Germans and lost a division early on. Completely, it's surrendered. So it was actually 16 demoralization points.
Right. All right, Chuck. See you in a bit.
Those pesky Russian cavalry, they have so many of them.
Right.
So
That's good. It's cool to see you playing that. And Chuck wrapped up the Afton campaign, so he'll be moving on to his next one. Chuck will have like 100 games played for the years out. I'm kind of heel dragging because of the things I'm trying to attempt or trying to do. Like I got that Napoleonic War, the Leipzig one right behind me that plays so easy. And I haven't turned around and touched it with doing the first victory thing. And I didn't do as much of the first victory stuff this weekend that I wanted to do. And I'm going to go through these scenarios. I really, really, really like this system. I tell you what I'd like to see. And granted, I know somebody's going to tell me, well, you should play this. So obviously, Great Battles of the American Civil War is my favorite system. But I want to see somebody do Great Battles of the Napoleonic Wars in the same system as Great Battles of the American Civil War.
Huh.
And of course, people are going to say La Bataille, La Bataille, La Bataille. I only own one La Bataille. So, and it's an old one. What's the money, Matt, for that? Is it going to be any big dollars, or people going to get like 10 cents back?
He's joking around, I think.
Oh, damn it.
He said they're being sued by Big Steam because saunas are bringing it back after it crashed when diesel came out.
Oh, what? Let me get my dinner.
Humor.
Hissy, you need to fix your camera or your microphone. There we go. All right, and he's gone. Jesus Christ. The great comeback didn't last long.
Technical difficulty.
No. So, just for clarification, these are not miniatures. These are board game pieces / campaign markers. So I'm still not painting any infantry that are not 54 millimeter.
Keep telling yourself that. Go ahead. Go ahead. Keep telling yourself that, son.
I was wondering how long I could keep it straight face.
Shit.
Axis and Allies pieces
Oh, there he is. He's back. Mr. Cat.
from outer space.
Yay.
Yeah, is it?
I had OBS on. I was prepping for tomorrow, and it had my camera and my mic. So me and technology.
He walked in to find us here with that same look upon our face.
Yeah,
You stop it.
I'm on a roll tonight, y'all.
that was a drive-by.
Got a roll, all right. Oh, man.
Let me grab some stuff. I've been painting like a maniac lately.
I cannot believe I am painting Space Marines.
I like it.
I'm
Cool.
painting what, 15 mil, and you're painting Space Marines? What alternate timeline did we enter?
Fucking J.J. Abrams. God damn it.
Did you just lose a bet or something?
Wardrobe wants to know, is that World War I series, Mike, difficult like OCS or ACL?
Der Weltkrieg, the basic mechanics are relatively simple. The game as a whole is complex because of many special rules and exceptions that, like, this is different for the Germans, and this is different from the Austrians, etc. So even in this simple scenario with just the Germans and the Russians, there's a whole bunch of stuff that's different between the Germans and the Russians. So that complexity.
Good night.
Hold on.
Night, John Boy. Nightmare.
Once you get that down, it's not hard.
That's what she said.
The bandit did.
I know, Reese. Reese, I apologize for them.
Oh,
Now wait a
There's no
minute.
apologizing
This
for
man
me, son.
has sex with turkeys, right? Wait a minute.
yep.
He doesn't have sex with turkeys.
Technical
The rest of the turkeys have sex. There's a difference.
semantics.
Basically an OBGYN for turkeys.
Sex therapist for turkeys.
You know, that's a little bit closer, probably. So
Speaking of Nanguaya, where's he been?
I don't have the chat visible. There we go.
Oh, man.
Sorry, but I got to eat, so get over it.
Oh, dude, that's fine.
Wolf down that big burrito. Mm.
I had a burrito last night, and this morning I had an apple fritter.
I went to Taco Bell today, and
Apple fritter.
I tried to get a nacho.
I was
fries,
thinking of you,
cravings
Chris.
taco.
I thought maybe I should save it, but I couldn't. I ate it. But I'll have one online at some point.
Hey, Hiss, how are the crew skill stuff? Pain in the ass or taller?
I've been popping on and playing, and I didn't dig too deep into it yet. So I did try to see if there's anything new, and I don't know if they fully implemented it yet.
Right.
It looks
I didn't
like
see
it's
a
the
release
same
date
old
on that
stuff.
though.
So I was like, eh. I did watch Quickie Baby do a video on him,
Right.
and he really, if he likes it, he likes it. If he doesn't, he really bitches, and he was bitching and moaning about it.
Yeah.
So, we'll see. We'll see.
I did not know, guys, that Perry Miniatures also made rule sets.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Just a couple of them, not many, do they? It's just the battle in a box or whatnot.
No, they've actually got a set that Warmutt showed us.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, right there.
Oh, okay.
It's called
Firepower.
Firepower.
Dum dum.
Firepower.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Apparently, it is 11 pages long with 6 scenarios in the back.
Yep.
So there
Short
you
and
go.
sweet.
Brian, how much closer are we to Picacho Pass? Picacho Peak.
Close.
All right.
Hey, were there any Indian scouts there
What?
at Picacho Peak? Were there any Indian scouts in either form? In either
No,
form?
no, no. There was no scouts for that yet.
Okay.
So you saw, Jeff. You saw what I sent you, that Stanix Station, whatever it was, in Yuma, close to Yuma, where the Confederates were burning all the haystacks for the California column. To disrupt their feed for the horses and all that.
No, I mean, I know you showed something about haystacks. I didn't know you were referring to.
Oh yeah, that's how the Picacho Pass came about. Was the Confederates were burning all the haystacks at all these little locations at the Union, at these little Union outposts for the California column, making their way through.
Right.
And they finally ended up at the Picacho Pass, where they encountered what they're called pickets, outposts,
Right.
pickets,
Uh-huh.
whatever they are, and stuff. And that's and the rest of it. That idiot charged when he wasn't supposed to charge, and he got shot in the head and all that stuff. And Confederates pretty much won that. But then they had to bail from Tucson and head to New Mexico because that column was heading in there, and they were not meant for that.
Right.
So I did not know Arizona Territory was actually Confederates. So
I did not know that either.
yeah, for a brief time. I mean, at the beginning, that's what they were.
Did New Mexico go Union?
New Mexico's Union, yeah. The New Mexico Territory, whatever.
And Arizona got stuck.
Yeah.
So I was thinking of you the other day, Reese, and we had that conversation about old books.
Okay.
I happen to have this in my collection. My Own Story by Caleb Powers.
Okay.
He was a Kentucky senator, a Republican, who was part of he tells his story, but persecuted or charged with the assassination of a Democrat rival.
Huh.
He also happens to be part of my family.
I got you. Now, did he do it?
I haven't read the whole book yet. It's a first edition. This thing's pretty old.
Understood.
I'm not going to say yes or no. My understanding of the event is that there were some conspirators that he was involved with, and I don't know if he decided to join or not join, but he was found guilty. So
He took the fall. He took the fall.
I haven't read it, so I don't want to vouch for him. And it turns out he's a scoundrel, but
Oh, yeah, that's all right.
yeah, but it was interesting because we were having that conversation, and I go, I've got that somewhere, and it took me a while to find it, but
Yeah.
my mom had got it for me since she knew I wanted to learn about the family. So
Well, now you got to find like a 4th or 5th printing of it that's not valuable and read it.
yeah, or maybe a digital copy.
That's a better option. I read my digital copy of Scouting on Two Continents, and the book tends to sit on the shelf. So
Yeah, but
All right,
it's
guys.
like, to your point though, it's cool to be able to go back and actually look at it because it's, time periods kind of
Absolutely.
thing. So I do want to read it to kind of get his point of view and see what his thoughts were. But yeah, so I may have an assassin in the family.
did you take that from basically gray to color in that amount of time?
Yeah.
That's pretty fast.
Cool slappy choppers.
That looks like a space marine.
Well done,
It
Chris.
is
That
a
does
space
not look
marine.
like an Imperial.
It
Oh,
is my
hard time,
own chapter.
Chris is painting Space Marines. I'm painting 15 mil, and I don't know what's going on.
I know it's an alternate universe night.
Yeah.
And Jeff's painting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't
and
care
Jeff
what he's
just
painting. He's
painted.
painting something.
I'm talking Napoleonic. So I don't know what channel I got back on here, but the world has changed.
Yep. Up is down, black is white, left is.
It's always the same. It's just a shame. That's all.
Oh,
Good
job.
So I learned something. Remember my displeasure at the ankle snapping on some of my chicken miniatures?
Yeah.
So the resin I was using is not a cheap resin, but it's a water soluble
Yeah.
and it's just brittle. And I found another resin that's actually flexible.
Oh, there you go.
So, but I've actually mixed it. You can blend them. But yeah, I'm trying out the flexible ones to then maybe go back in and reprint those. And then I won't have to do my trick of hiding their legs in the bushes.
That sounds nasty.
Well,
Yeah, he said it.
lesson learned is not to be so judgmental so quickly until you learn a little more about what the F you're doing.
Telemachus has got a pretty interesting question, Chris, whenever you get back.
All right.
Is there enough room in gaming for another game type, i.e. cardboard, RPG, minis, and if so, what form do you think it might take? Do you think there is enough room? Okay, well, here, let's see if I can't. Here would be a simple answer from me. And of course, with board war gamers, you'll always hear them say this. And this may not apply, but I think it does if you think deep enough about it. You can never have enough Gettysburg games. You can never have enough Battle of the Bulge games. You never have enough D-Day games. So I guess my general answer to that question would be, well, yeah.
If it's
But
good,
what
right?
form? I mean, God, it could be anything.
As far as an entirely new form, I don't know. I mean, there can always be another form, whether or not it's good or not.
Right. Yeah.
No
Right.
clue.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't mention this, but there are kind of a choose your own adventure style that I've seen for war games. There's a submarine one that you can pick up on Amazon.
Well, and I don't know if this is a new type of game or if it's just an expansion on miniatures games. But Jay Arnold talked about wanting to put cameras on tanks for What a Tanker,
Oh, interesting.
where the players are basically behind a screen with their dice with the camera view, and the umpires moving the tanks around, executing the moves.
Sweet.
So, as I said, that's probably just another kind of miniature game,
A modified first-person or third-person shooter.
and basically a first-person miniature game.
Yeah. Do it
With
with
What a
RC
Tanker.
tanks, right?
Yeah. It's actually a pretty cool idea, though, especially if you had some sort of like Kriegspiel idea or whatnot, where you had a different command levels or something where, if you're a lieutenant, you can see this far. If you're a sergeant, you can see this far.
Well, imagine doing that with RC boats.
Now you're just talking about Stuart Little.
No, you're talking about building 35-foot-long USS Missouris with air rifles.
They do that, don't they?
I like.
Yes,
the air
they
rifle.
do.
I like the air rifle idea.
Yeah, so that apparently has been done. Well, what about RC aircraft with BB guns?
They do that too.
With BB guns?
Well, not with BB guns because
Oh.
of FAA regulations. You can't. But
Oh,
what they do is they put streamers on the back of it, so when you get in a tailing position, you cut the streamer at a certain point.
yeah. When I was a kid, my dad used to do a lot of model aircraft, but there was control line, and they do dogfights with two guys standing in the middle. You can imagine the wires getting crossed and the rules on that. But yeah, people will go to pretty
I saw a video of that.
big extremes for coming up with stuff to do.
I had a cousin that put a GoPro on the tail of his remote control P-51 Mustang
Oh, cool.
and then flew it with a VR headset. And flying it down the valley behind my grandfather's property. I mean, it goes basically to a canyon, coming down over some cow ponds. Oh, what a view!
Now they just call those drones, right?
Yeah, basically.
But still, that would be cool. It's better if you can make it look like a real aircraft as opposed to like these drones. But
No, it's a scale model of a P-51,
yeah,
just with a camera on it, hooked up to his VR headset.
that's cool.
So, Tom Mike, where were you going with that question? What did you have something specific in the back of your head that's?
Do you think there's enough room in gaming for another game type?
No, he was getting sick and tired of our conversation, so he brought up a topic.
Oh, that works too.
Okay.
We put a carrot in front of us, basically.
So, I don't know really what other medium you would have, unless it was, like we're talking about, remote controlled vehicles.
Well, and they probably said that before collectible card games came out too.
Well, okay, Hissy and his freaking rule book, comic book war games. That stunned me. I didn't see that one coming.
Yeah. I'm working on that one Choose Your Own Adventure game with Coast Watchers. I still got to finish, but
Did you say Coast Watchers or Ghost Watchers?
Coast,
Okay.
as in the Pacific.
Right, the indigenous units that would, and sometimes not mercenaries, missionaries. Big difference.
Well, missionaries and also Australians.
Right.
On Guadalcanal, it was the governor.
Yeah,
The
no,
governor's-
it's really interesting how that happened. In fact, there's a story that I read about one missionary who started off trying to be, just to protect his flock and be neutral. But the Japanese kind of wouldn't allow that. And over time, he started to help the Allies to the point that he actually built up his own personal army and had a base with a place to keep prisoners and had weapons and would actually go on the offensive against the Japanese to some degree.
But I'm gonna tell you what. So I've only been back, I guess, just over 2 years now into gaming, and I think the things that are new, to me, would like the first one I would have to say was card assisted games, and then card driven games, and then card games. All that stuff was new toys or new stuff to me. It's still, I got the Point Blank, which I'm going to get out again and play again.
That's a fun game.
But RPGs, now I'm not really interested in too many RPGs, but I will say there's one I'm interested in that's new, and that's that one Todd's got called War Stories.
I've got that one too.
Yeah, that one looked interesting.
World War II RPG, that you could, that's one of those games like I think you could. Now, granted, how far will it go? And it would need decades to catch up with Dungeons and Dragons. But I think you could really create a serious, narrative amongst 4 or 5 people in a group.
And we need to do it. And we all
Somewhere
need to
is
do it.
published. I played there's a game called Godlike, and it's basically World War II alternative history where the individual characters have some sort of superhero abilities. And we did a whole campaign. I had a game master who's just really good at doing this stuff. And we did a whole World War II campaign, starting with invading the beach at Normandy all the way through. And we took us, I don't know, all summer and winter to play it, but that was pretty cool.
Hey, Reed, your little brush rinser there?
Yeah.
Temu, which is a fairly new place locally here on Facebook, they're selling them for 88 cents.
The brush washers?
I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah.
All that Temu stuff. I wonder if there's a catch to it though. Man.
Yeah, I always get a little. I almost got hit by one last night. So
Shipping.
Not bad.
They get you on the shipping.
Huh.
So, how does this War Stories compare to the old World War II role-playing game Behind Enemy Lines from FASA?
You know, that is something I do not know.
yeah,
It's probably just a different rule set.
I just remember Twilight 2000.
no, that one I remember that name. I don't
Yeah,
know,
that had a
RPG.
lot of supplements. The Behind Enemy Lines only had like one adventure in the main box, and that was it.
Whatever. I think we should play it
I'm down.
Yeah.
because you could do that virtual, obviously. I mean, online.
Who would be the GM?
God.
The question is, are we doing it live or are we doing it behind closed doors?
I think we would want to start behind closed doors
I think so
Yeah.
too.
to see, kind of how it would play
Offline.
out.
It's also
And also, our RPGs can get super personal.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely. Now you
You
want to talk
want, I don't mind running it. I like the GM stuff.
What are you, a
Wow.
bunch of murder hobos?
Yep.
not me. I'm the guy.
My favorite D&D character that I had was the son of an interdimensional moonshiner who happened to be a halfling. His dad was of Earth, but got transported to whatever world we were in and had a kid with an elf. And so he had all these like third-hand stories of Earth that were like slightly twisted wrong. They had no effect on the game whatsoever, but it helped me as a role player.
That's what it's about, man.
So I told a story about the great bard named Tupac.
Oh God.
Jesus Christ.
Nice.
We had a guy in the
Well-
party named Ruach, and I was like, "Oh, that reminds me of."
So I'm gonna tell a dirty little secret on myself. I used to play in a werewolf live action role playing game.
But that was good.
Okay.
It was a lot of fun.
And that's what happens when you don't eat your beans in your chili.
Any of you guys Chicago Bears fans by chance?
God no.
Okay. Well,
Oh wait.
Well, I actually like football.
they drafted our kid from Shepherd College here,
Oh, okay. That's cool.
and his dad was the quarterback. As a matter of fact, his dad was like the world arm wrestling champion for multiple years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
World arm wrestling champion?
Arm wrestling.
Halfway.
Bajent, but I remember playing. He was a good baseball player. His dad was, and I remember he was just a tall, slender guy. And I remember playing flag football against him and stuff like that. And then when he started doing the arm wrestling stuff, Jesus Christ, man, the dude bulked up and looked like a freaking freight train, right? And he was just as funny as shit and talked smack all the time. But he won that damn thing. He was champion for like 6-7 years, different
Wow.
years. Big boy.
Oh. Speaking of football, Hissy, how many games are left?
Oh,
I just
not
looked
enough.
and-
Not enough. We choked on a couple of games. We were
Yeah, I
up
see
2-0 and ended up with draws, and then Man City just manhandled us.
Was that the loss? Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the tables now.
Yeah. No, we went on a thing of where we had Liverpool down. We had Liverpool 2-0 down, and they came back and tied us, and they missed a penalty, or they would have beat us. Then we were down 3-0, I think, to the team at the bottom of the table, and we came back and tied them. So that was sad. Shouldn't have ever had that happen. And then we had another game we were up 2-0 and lost that lead and tied. And then Man City beat us 4-1.
Yeah, so it looks like West Ham, you had a 2-2 tie.
Yeah.
Then you had a 3-3 tie with whoever SOU is.
Oh, that's Southampton.
Southampton, who is dead fucking last.
And they were beating us 3-0. We come back and we tied that one late just to get 20. So yeah.
You did beat Chelsea and you did beat Newcastle.
That was a big win. We went up to their place. They're in third place.
Yeah,
and,
2-0.
We beat them 2-0, and that was a good game.
And your next one is against Brighton and Hove Albion.
Yeah, I think that's a home game. That's going to be tough. No, we're going to end up. We've only got a few games left. We should be able to win all 3 of them. The problem is that Man City has a 4-point lead on us. Right now they have a 1-point lead, but they got a game in hand. So if they've got to basically lose 2 games or lose and tie a game, and we got to win out. And I don't see them doing that in the next 4 games. So we'll end up second this year.
Yeah, well,
Been a good run. I'm not complaining, man.
better than last.
Yeah, we're not getting relegated. That's for damn sure. And we're not Chelsea, and that's good.
and of course,
We're not Tottenham.
Yeah, I was about to say, and you're not Tottenham.
We're not Tottenham.
Guy in my office, he took his kids over to see DC United and Columbus Crew play tonight. They're playing over in Leesburg, where I grew up.
Oh,
cool.
Talking about America.
He talks about this crap like you guys do. He's really both his kids play soccer. He's really excited about it, and I'm like, okay,
so
good.
So
they lost him when he said he couldn't pick up the ball.
Yeah, you can.
When you're playing against Arsenal, you get to pick it up out of the net a lot because they score.
Speaking of soccer in the United States, the Kansas City team apparently were 1-10 in the first 11 games.
Oh no,
That's not a good start.
Sporting KC.
Yeah. First off, I hate the name.
Yeah, me too. But
I want them to go. I want them to go back to the Wizards. Shit, I want them to go back to the Wiz.
after the score like that, absolutely.
Here, let's look at the.
Well, they try to come up with the names that are very European sounding, and Sporting is used a lot in European club names.
Yeah.
Well, I hate to break it to you, we're on this side of the Atlantic and we fought a war.
Yeah.
All I can say is this: 5 months.
I know.
Freaking hockey starts up again.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm not even that excited about American football anymore.
So I saw the very first San Jose Sharks game they ever played at the old Cow Palace as a preseason game.
Right.
And I was a Rangers fan because we used to have the Madison Square Garden channel on cable.
Yeah. MSG.
So growing up, that was the team I rooted for because I saw them. But always wanted a team in California. And when the Sharks came, went to a ton of games. And, oh, my God, that's such a fun place. But I kind of stopped following them because they really, really broke my heart. The year I think the Kings won the Cup, we were playing them in the first round. And, of course, the NorCal-Southern Cal rivalry is big. And so the Sharks and Kings just automatically inherit it just because. Right. And we were up 3-0. And the Kings came back and won the next 4 games and eliminated us in the first round. And I've never gotten over that.
It's like freaking Boston reminds me of the Capitals when the Capitals had the 122-point season, got knocked out in the first round, and set that record this year and got dusted in the second round.
Well, I think the year that happened to us, I think we won the President's Cup. So we didn't have that many points, but I think we still had the most in the league.
It's like a curse, man.
Yeah. Well, that's what they say, right? Oh, you win the President's Cup, you don't win the Stanley Cup.
Right.
And sure enough, and of course, so we've never won anything. And then the freaking team in Vegas shows up, and don't they win it the first year or something crazy like that? Or at least get to the Cup? The Golden Knights.
I think they won.
And that's the year we won the Stanley Cup, the Capitals.
They made it. They made it there the first year, and like the second year they won.
Yeah, something crazy like that.
Yeah, so I lied. They didn't lose 10 games. They lost 7, tied 3.
Okay.
Same thing.
Well, the same thing because a tie is 1 point and a win is 3 points, right? So 3 ties is the same as 1 win and 2 losses.
Right.
Ties.
So effectively, they were 1-10 or 1-9.
Or like 1 and 10. No, they were. They've played 11 games. They're 1-10. And the Kansas City faithful are ready to run the coaching and front office out on a rail.
Are they blaming the coaching?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Well, I think the one thing that might get me back into supporting the MLS is if they go to the relegation, and they've talked about doing that. So that would get my interest back in the league. So I was in San Jose. We got the Flash, the MLS, and in the beginning of the MLS, the league owned all the teams, so there weren't individual owners, so they could just manipulate and do whatever they wanted.
Right.
To keep the league alive, which is fine. And so we had the Clash, and we went down there, had a good time, and then the league took the Clash away from San Jose. So we didn't have an MLS team for a couple of years, and then they gave us the Earthquakes. And that was good. I started following them. We had Landon Donovan. They opened up the new soccer arena down in Carson, or wherever it is in LA. Not Carson, but can't think of the city. Anyway, they open it. We go down, and the Earthquakes win the MLS Cup and beat the Chicago Fire. Very next year, they pulled the team out of San Jose and stick them in Houston. And I went, done. That's twice you've taken my team away from me. If you did that in England, literally heads would roll.
Oh yeah.
You don't move your team around. That just is not done. That is not how you play soccer or football. So I stopped supporting him. He burned me twice.
Yeah. Did that become the Houston Dynamo?
Yep. Very next year, Houston Dynamo. And so to placate us when they brought the Earthquakes back, they got a new stadium. They go, well, we'll let you keep all your records that the franchise got in San Jose, even though they physically picked them up and moved them. It would have been like when the Raiders moved from Oakland to LA and they got a new team in Oakland. They would have given them all the records from the Raiders.
Or like when the Rams came back.
Yeah, or something like that.
Well, that's what they did with Cleveland. So Art Modell moved the Cleveland Browns to Baltimore, renamed them the Ravens, because the NFL said, okay, you do this, you're going to be treated as an expansion team. And when we get a team back into Cleveland, they get to keep everything that is Cleveland, everything that's the Cleveland Browns.
Now,
that makes sense.
When were the Colts in Baltimore?
But didn't the Colts pick up one weekend and like get out of town, literally?
Oh, yeah. So
it was like,
what's the story on that? Because I know a guy who played for the Colts in Baltimore.
Baltimore had the Colts. They picked up and moved to Indianapolis for whatever dumbass reason.
But they did it like over a weekend.
Well,
it was like literally pack the truck and move.
Yeah, so did Cleveland. I mean, that both of them just. But for whatever reason, the Colts in Indianapolis got to keep all of the Colts history. So they're considered the same team.
Yeah.
Just like the Raiders, Oakland, Los Angeles, Oakland, Las Vegas. They are the Raiders from 1960.
Well, I'll tell you this. Since I live an hour away from Baltimore, I prefer the Indianapolis Colt version than I do the Baltimore Colt version.
Why is that?
And again, okay, so all right. So first off, my favorite NFL player ever is John Elway. So I'm always gonna be a Broncos fan.
Oh,
But
Stanford
then,
guy.
I'm a-
Stanford guy.
Sorry.
So
Go ahead.
So Peyton Manning, I think, is to me, he's one of the premier quarterbacks that ever played.
Oh yeah, Peyton Manning.
Yeah.
I respect Peyton Manning. I do not respect John Elway. He's a horse-toothed, donkey-loving.
Wow.
Well, yeah.
No one saw horses like that.
So Jeff,
Yeah,
do you,
I apologize to horses.
so have you guys ever heard of the big game? The most famous college football game?
The
play?
Cal
Stanford.
Yeah, Cal Stanford. Yeah.
So going into the final minutes, Stanford makes a drive all the way down the field, and this is at Cal Stadium, scores a touchdown to take the lead on the ensuing kickoff. The play happens.
The band in the way.
Yep. John
Spikes
Elway was
trying
the
to go-
quarterback at Stanford that year that let him down to score the touchdown.
Right.
Oh, I didn't know if you knew that.
Yeah.
I can't.
The best football game that's you want to go back to old world that stays in my head was USC and Notre Dame in the Rose Bowl, and USC had Anthony Davis running kicks, running for 100+ yards and a bunch of touchdowns. That's the only college game from old that sticks in my head.
For me, it's 7-7, which was
I don't think that was a Rose Bowl, though.
No, they were playing in the Rose Bowl.
Okay,
Not
yeah.
the Rose Bowl, in the Rose Bowl.
Okay.
For me, it was 7-7 with Arkansas and Ole Miss going 7 overtimes.
Oh, wow.
No, Mississippi State, not Ole Miss. Mississippi State.
Is there a difference?
Yes.
Big time.
Oh yeah.
And I hate them both.
That's like asking a Texan if there's a difference between Texas and Texas A&M.
Don't hit me. Don't cut me off. I'm
Oh,
just
no. I hate them both. Don't worry. But there's very much a difference.
I'm kidding. No, I know. I get it. Chris and I were talking about high school football and just how much of a religion that is.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I will say the SEC is interesting, to say the least.
It's gonna get a little more interesting.
Yeah, I saw OU and Texas are coming.
OU and Texas are coming to the SEC, which
They're
gives
taking
us Texas Arkansas back.
Oh, wait. Okay, wait.
Let's do it.
So
Let's do
OU
it. Old Southwest Conference rivalries.
is
Let's do it.
Oklahoma, not Ohio State. Okay.
Correct.
Yeah, OU.
Well, we let Texas A&M in, so I guess you can just let anybody in the SEC now.
You're right. Well, I heard Texas A&M wants to go back to Big 12.
Well, yeah, why not? They let fucking West Virginia into the.
Oh, they don't like playing Alabama and LSU. That makes sense, right? So,
They don't want to play Texas or
well, it's
OU.
all that TV contracts for Texas, isn't it? Because
See?
don't the Longhorns own like most of the rights for the state of Texas? I don't remember the exact politics, but it's all TV politics.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Texas
Isn't Texas University of Texas is bigger than Dallas Cowboys, right?
Oh yeah.
I mean, seriously, isn't it?
I say you bring back the Southwest Conference.
No, what you do is and Hissy and I have talked about this.
Yeah.
You do a form of relegation
Okay.
where you have, in my opinion, what you do is you take the top 64 teams, you break those into eight team regional leagues.
Okay.
The bottom one or two teams in each of these leagues will drop down to the lower level. The top two from the lower level move
D1
up.
to D2.
Yeah,
Something like that.
yeah.
That'll
And-
never happen.
No. What we're talking about will never happen.
No, it won't.
Because-
but it would make it so much better.
Oh, it would. It definitely would. But you've got all these teams like Mississippi State, Ole Miss, sitting in the SEC that are pounding their heads against the big dogs and holding their own. That would just dominate these other conferences.
Well,
and that's fine.
My suggestion was a little bit different in that I would take the top 20 teams or top 10 on the East Coast and top 10 on the West Coast. And they would play, everybody would play everybody. So you don't get these Michigan playing, Wichita Junior College or anything like that.
We call that homecoming. But anyway.
Even if the JC happens to upset somebody, it's still not that exciting for me. Anyway. And so they would play, and then what you'd have is number 1 through 10 in the West and 1 through 10 in the East. And then 1 plays 1, 2 plays 2, and there's your bowl games. And then if you don't finish in the top 8, so you're in the West Coast and you're 9th or 10th, you get pushed down into the B League or whatever, and then you promote Long Beach State or whoever happens to have a big run.
Because
but again, nobody's going to do any of this. But this was just we were drinking and talking.
My only problem with that is what happens if your number 2 team on one coast is worse than your number 14 team on the other coast.
But it's not going to be.
Well, they wouldn't be because you're playing everybody in your so you play all 10 games are against everybody on your conference.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. What if one
number
conference
2
gets so good that the other conference?
That's okay. That you've already got that kind of indifference when they come to rankings, right? It's all
right. Yeah, because right now, let's be honest. In the last 20 years, the national championship has not been outside of Louisiana, Alabama,
South
Georgia,
Carolina.
or Florida, or South Carolina.
Yeah.
In the last 20 years,
yeah.
Well, no, Texas, because Texas won in 2005. So
I thought y'all won since then.
Who?
Oh.
Who?
No, maybe not.
Oh, Oklahoma has not won a national championship.
You played Florida. Was it 2006 and lost?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I was thinking of then. Okay.
Yeah.
I was
Oklahoma makes it and then gets dog stomped.
Yeah, it's same with a couple other teams.
Yeah, again, what I'm
absolutely.
suggesting is just more what I would like, not that it would ever fly or
absolutely.
Or it's not even close to being perfect.
And they keep expanding the playoffs and they keep getting the same result.
But yeah.
Either a team from the SEC or Clemson comes in and whoops them.
Well, what you got to realize is these are still kids.
Yeah.
And I played junior college football, and what I can tell you is when you go from high school to even JC, it's like a 10-fold increase.
Because everybody's just as good as you.
Right? And you think, like I was the captain of my high school football team, and then
everybody here was.
I was number 32 or 33 on this team, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't even start. I played special teams. And that jump is the same when you go from a junior college even to Division II, and then you go to Division I. And then some of these schools spend so much money, and what do they have? Hundreds of kids?
Yeah.
So you get this disparity because there's only so many elite level players. I don't care.
In Alabama and LSU, they recruit on Alabama and LSU's history.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and give you a perfect example of what happens when you go up and just the mindset of. So living in the Bay Area, my office of my current company and even the company I ran is 3 blocks or just down the street from De La Salle High School.
Okay.
And if you know anything about high school football, De La Salle won like 10 straight years and didn't lose at a 151 game win streak.
Yep.
Dominant. There's only like 4 players that have ever made it to pro football out of that high school. As dominant as a school as they were.
Oh, same with Lakeland in Florida, Lakeland High School.
Yeah.
I see them on ESPN a lot of times playing.
Lakeland?
Yeah, high school game. They'll just out of the blue, ESPN2 will have them playing somebody.
I went to Lakeland for a little bit.
Watching TV.
Yes, Charles, we are.
Well, De La Salle is an all boys Catholic school.
Yeah, she's like on season 7.
That explains it.
Supposedly, they're not supposed to recruit.
What?
Supposedly.
We had the same problem in Kansas City with some private Catholic
Rockhurst.
schools that were in our
Hey,
division.
Rockhurst.
We had
I never had a
big
problem
age,
with it.
but
Let them recruit.
Talk football.
But
I'm
so
not
the point I was
saying that-
thinking is
I'm not-
you go from high school to college, and it's such a huge transition that as good as De La Salle is, there's only a handful of kids that come out of there that are blue chippers.
Oh, I had a kid that went to West Virginia that I coached in Pee Wee football,
Uh-huh.
and good punt returner, a little lightweight for a running back, but at our level, he was a good running back. Great defensive back. Went to West Virginia as a freshman and got the job as punt return, kick return starting. Then he met a girl.
that'll do it.
It was home by the following summer, out of school.
So here's a question. Here's a question for you guys. Bit of trivia. What is the only high school that has had quarterbacks graduate, play each other in the NFL?
Oh,
It's going to be some high school in Texas,
yeah.
probably in San Antonio.
No, it's not in San
No,
Antonio.
it's Mississippi.
Nope.
You sure?
Westlake High School in Austin.
Okay.
Close.
Drew Brees and oh shit.
I thought you were going to say the Manning brothers.
Peyton went to Tennessee.
No, it was it was a playoff game.
You say
It wasn't just an NFL
same
game; it
high
was a
school
playoff.
and played each other in the NFL?
What's that?
Did you say same high school and played each other in the NFL?
Yes,
Well, then Peyton and Eli would have.
it's a playoff game, not a regular.
I'll give you
NFL.
that one. I understand that.
Now, what I found interesting is Arch Manning decided to go to the University of Texas.
Mhm.
Didn't
There's a
stay.
guy that just got a great quarterback that just got the raw end of the stick.
Well, and that's the thing about the Manning family is they let their kids decide. They're not going to tell them.
Yeah.
And that was the big stink about Eli too, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, Eli didn't. Who was he drafted by? San Diego, and he didn't want shit to do with San Diego.
Mhm.
And of course, that was somebody in his ear. Plus, brother Peyton was in the AFL or the AFC. That was another thing that was in the ear.
Yeah. Well, San Diego has drafted 2 Super Bowl winning quarterbacks.
So they took Breeze
Uh-huh.
and they took
Eli.
They could just keep them.
I have obviously living in San Diego, I have some friends that are diehard Charger fans, and yeah, I get invited to some of their events, but I wear my Niner gear, and so I don't. and of course, the Niners beat the Chargers in the Super Bowl in San Diego.
Yeah. So
It's
I
all
think
good
you didn't
fun.
get invited to that
Well,
party.
what's funny is until Stafford won his Super Bowl recently, you could say the Detroit Tigers had drafted more Super Bowl winning quarterbacks than the Detroit Lions, because Detroit Tigers drafted Mahomes.
I had forgotten that he played. Oh,
No,
I should know that because I'm a little bit of a Tigers fan. So
Yeah, they drafted him. He never played for him.
I was a Tigers fan when I was a kid, a young kid.
well, we lived in
68
Lakeland.
Tigers.
We lived in
actually.
Lakeland for a little bit, and they had their spring training there, and so you couldn't help but root for them.
Well,
Yeah.
I lived in Mount Clemens. My dad was stationed. He was in the Navy. We were at the Air Force Base that was there. I think
And
there's
then,
still an airport.
Then I moved to Kansas City, and they taught me the way of baseball more accurately.
Oh, and how to hate the Royals.
In Kansas City? Do they play professional baseball in Kansas City?
The Royals.
For at least 2 years they did.
Well, they had George
1980
Brett, but he cheated. So
1985 and
$5,000 today.
in 2015.
I'm a Giants fan. So
Oh well.
there you go. I was at the World Series when the earthquake happened, very last row, upper deck. I honestly thought I was going to die.
Nice.
I had high anxiety for 3 years after that.
That's a pretty good movie.
Yeah, it's not a good fun condition whenever you get up high and you're thinking, "Oh my God, is this thing going to fall down on me?"
I don't know why in the world my camera's so dark.
Because you don't have your light on.
Just readjusted.
It's fading in and out.
It's your content.
Did you pay the bill?
Oh, well, we have gone 2 hours, boys.
Have we really? God, I
Yep.
remember y'all annoy me. Right.
Yep.
Hey, Hexy,
Got-
stay on just a second after we get. after we get off.
2 hours and 2 viewers. We've run a lot of viewers off due to sports talk, I think, but that's
Oh,
okay.
well.
It happens.
It's because I've got my ugly face on here instead of the paint camera on.
No, it has nothing to do with that. We're glad to have you.
It's going to be back.
For anybody interested, Hissy Cat and I are going to be on this Friday.
Yeah.
Either my Discord or his Discord. We're just going to be in the voice channel and hanging out and talking. If anybody wants to join us.
Yeah.
We'll somehow send out the word as to where we're located.
Time.
But y'all are more than welcome to hang out with us. It's going to be the same time that we've got going here. There's no real topic. We're just going to be chatting.
Just hanging.
May not be related at all. It may just be like tonight, you know.
Yeah. Cat.
Oh, cat.
The cat's looking. Where?
You were the cat, buddy.
What night did you say y'all were doing that?
Friday.
Friday night.
Oh crap! We have less than what?
I
2
got
3
hookers coming
weeks
over, I
before
can't-
June 1st.
What's that? Would you say?
Oh no, it's June 30th is when it's over.
Yeah, June
And
30th.
then
is when-
I'll do a shameless plug. Tomorrow night, I had this in the works for months, but I'm going to do a show on Thursday nights that focuses on game design called Postcards from the Front. Duh. And try to fulfill my commitment because, when I did the game jam, thinking there would be 4 or 5 games, I'm like, oh, I'll just put them on my channel. Well, I did interview one designer and I videoed it and I realized I got 40 odd games. I can't knock one of these out every week and do a decent job on it. So I'm going to be talking about the games from the game jam and hopefully get publishers and designers and things like that on. So it's going to be focused just on game design. So if you guys want to check it out, check it out.
Cool.
And
What time are you going to do that?
I'm going to start about 6 o'clock. So it's about the same time for you guys that you normally do.
Okay. Well, I will.
And then tomorrow night, we're going to do the drawing for who wins the graphic makeover.
Oh, okay, cool.
Trying to get that done.
I will actually be with my brother playing another scenario of Littoral Command. If you're still on by the time we're done with that and I get home, I'll hop on and say hello.
Yeah. Well, at some point, I'm going to invite you on specifically to talk about your game and show off your game. And also, I'm thinking when you pop on for that, and you're going to be you could be regular or whatever, dude. We're like that. You can just pop in and out.
Cool.
But was it your Ocean Hurricane game?
Ocean Thunder.
Ocean Lightning.
Lightning. That was what it was.
Mm-hmm.
Lightning and thunder on water.
Yeah.
You're right.
But yeah, so it's again just talking about game design, different mechanics, and ideas. So people want to brainstorm. They've got an idea for a game. They just want to chit chat about it. Anything that kind of motivates people to get their games designed. Myself included. I've got a few that are waiting to get done. So
Yeah.
that'll happen. Episode 1 tomorrow night.
Cool.
Yeah.
Hexy, what you got coming up? Anything for your channel?
No, still debating on 2 topics for the next get together with Big Board and Todd. Everybody's been so stinking busy. Andrew's
Yeah.
working his ass off. Todd's not. He's too occupied. So like I said, I've been down unhealthy for like 4 or 5 days. So
Yeah.
but no, nothing. I want to grind out as much of this Napoleon game as I can.
Okay.
Which I'm doing now, but I don't really have nothing specifically forecasted. Just my typical, hey, I played this. There you go.
Okay. Cool. All right.
Here's some minis I got done, by the way. Let's see if I can get them all on here.
Mike, don't stick your freaking thumb in your food.
I washed this. This is washed. It's
There's
just
Anguilla.
hardened
How you
leather
doing, buddy?
speed paint. Hey. Just woke up.
Goddamn email notifications. Anybody tried the new Outlook yet?
New Outlook.
What are those
Oh, I like
plague monks?
Chris.
These are some STLs I picked up. These are going to be targets for my Blade of the Assassin's game. And then my first Stormtrooper.
Looks good.
Thanks.
Ain't it a little short?
Yeah,
Sorry, bad joke.
it's okay.
Post it on a short video.
Anyway,
And Anguilla likes the colors on your targets. I like the purple. That's
thanks.
it's subtle and very well shaded.
I'm really getting into this slap chop.
Yeah.
I'm really finding it fun to paint. And not that I didn't enjoy it before, but I overthink things. And sometimes I'd have miniatures sitting there that I couldn't decide what color or what detail or whatever. My brain would get in my own way of getting things done. And I decided I'm just going to dry brush and speed paint. And I've been a convert. I've been loving it. I'm not going to lie.
Who you got there?
Angela at Lansbury with a flamethrower.
Dibs. Next
Murder, She
game,
Burned?
dibs.
Yeah.
Dibs.
Just gonna give it a wash. So I've been painting, but I've been painting kind of crappy. But yeah, it'll work.
Some things that have been said on the paint challenge.
What?
Let's see
What's
here.
that? What's
Somebody
been
said
said? No fair that I'm smoking everybody on it.
Probably.
yeah. No,
Hey, I just got like 5 points, so I'm closing the gap.
I'm going for quantity, man.
Okay, you want to talk quantity?
Quantity.
Yeah, Richard Keenan actually said it's amazing how much more motivated I've been to get things done because I'm sharing my progress and don't want to look like a total slacker. And that's exactly what I was wanting to do with this challenge is get people motivated to tackle that unpainted pile. Yeah.
Oh goodness, that pile's huge.
Yeah, I keep printing more to throw on my pile.
God, I just bought that Kill Team box.
Jay, I gave a basic rundown on how the game is played. It's the first 15, 20 minutes of the show. After
Did you
I
get a
talk
copy of it?
Jay did.
So the designer, Sebastian, I've developed a nice online relationship or friendship with him on Twitter. So hopefully I can get him on the podcast.
He was actually on Jay's podcast a couple of episodes ago. Of course,
Oh, very cool. I'll have to check that out.
Like a year or so ago, I think. I don't remember which one it was, but it's one of the.
Is that
the
Kill
later
Team?
ones.
Is that Kill Team, boss?
Yeah.
Which one is it?
It's Into the Dark.
Okay, I got the first one, and I haven't broken anything with it yet. I'm looking forward to doing it.
It's
Is that terrain?
Yeah.
A
terrain.
lot of terrain.
You get 2 forces and terrain and a whole rule set to play a skirmish game. It's actually for about $200 ish.
Oh, this one was only about 132.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, and this is the one right before they go to Gallo Fall.
Okay.
So, and Gallo Fall is supposed to be the big thing.
Yeah, isn't it like they do a couple of releases a year, and they got some sort of narrative story going on?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So, it's amazing how it's heavy.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah, Nguyen, it's not all miniatures. It's that box is mostly terrain.
yeah,
But there is quite a few miniatures in there.
here's the back of it. That's what's in there.
Yeah, hold on. Let me
Yeah.
dig in you here.
Yeah.
So it's got what, 8 miniatures in it?
You see up there on the top,
Yeah,
and then I think it's
it's 8 or 10 miniatures, but it's
24.
like
You get
20
24
okay.
miniatures in there.
24 miniatures, and then enough walls to make what you're seeing there.
It's not a paper mat. It's actually a chipboard mat.
Yeah.
Okay, but isn't that kind of like ship combat, right?
Yes, it's up. It's yeah. Kill Team's all about, like Space Hulk.
Well, okay, flash mine real quick, because this was the first one of the new version, and this is not.
Yeah, that Octarius was the beginning of the Gallo Dark.
Well, this was the first. This is like I got this like 2 years ago, and that's what it's got on the end. It's traditional kind of board terrain. It's not.
You got the first one, and I got the last one.
Yeah.
Well, if you do it online, I may have to paint some of these out. I got it because I like the Imperial, the Death Corps Krieg, because they kind of got a World War I look, and it comes with orcs. And I'm not a big orc guy, but now with the slap chop style, I may try to.
What my purpose of this is, I'm going to be using this terrain also for the big old 6x4. I plan on doing a whole terrain of the inside of a ship. Going to have all the bays and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So there'll be, get people together and have them start on ends of the table.
Oh,
and they'll be going through hallways and all this stuff. And,
So I ran across a game last week. It's actually played on a 6-inch by 6-inch area, and it's basically you're somehow you're a survivor on a zombie ship, and you have to get to the escape pod, and you do it in little chunks. So you roll up your counters and have to get through that little 6-inch by 6-inch grid to get to the next one, to get to the next one. And so, yeah, the game is $39. You get all the STLs to build the terrain and the minis and all the rules. And it's basically solo game.
Sounds a lot like Star Wars. The first Star Wars.
Imperial Assault.
Yeah, Imperial Assault.
Yeah.
But what I found interesting is it plays on a 6-inch by 6-inch gaming area.
Yeah.
Is that what Imperial Assault does?
Kind of. You have a room
12 by 12.
Yeah,
okay, that's
like
still the same idea then.
Yeah, and you open the door and there's a new room.
Okay.
You could also do the same. You could do the same thing with all the way back in the day with Space Hulk.
Yeah, Space Hulk
was similar to that.
I love Space Hulk, but you had a larger area that you built out. It was just on a ship, right?
Yeah, Space Hulk is what it is. Space Hulk is where in the lore is where all these ships collaborate together and all, and it just floats around.
So
the concept is really, really cool because they're basically floating dungeons in space.
Yeah.
So Chris, if you like that small, close, cramped, continuing on, you're gonna love Way City. Just saying, because it's
as long as I don't get an RPG in the face, it's all good.
Well,
can't guarantee that.
Can't, but
okay. RPG in the face from a D12.
Okay, there will only be D6s in this game. Enough said.
I don't know. I missed the RPG.
Yes, Demon Ship. Thank you, Scalagram. I'm going to pick it up. It's like $39 for the STLs and the rules because I want to see what they're doing because that gave me a whole different perspective for doing Assassin's Deed. And so as opposed to doing a big layout because I want it to be solo, I can do it in small areas that you've got to stealthily get through or kill the guards or whatever, and then get to the next one to progress to the target.
You could even randomize your 6-inch area if you do it with cards.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like
Because cards make them look bigger.
Right. But what you do is each 6x6 area, you have like 24 of them, and you just shuffle them up.
Oh, that's a great idea.
You start here, and you've got a door.
Oh, you know what? So you could take a deck of, say, I'm just thinking now. See, this is what I'm going to do on my podcast. I'm going to think about game design. Maybe you have a deck of, say, 15 cards. And then in the bottom 5, you shuffle in the target zone. So you don't know, you got to go through a certain random number. You don't know if you're going to find the target in the 10th zone or whatever, say the 5th zone or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, be ready for that, guys, because I'm going to take you all through a dungeon.
Okay, I like that. I like that idea.
I want to get
it's not going to be a dungeon per se. It's going to be a layout on a 6x6 city thing, right? Where you can climb high, jump into the hay bales, all of that stuff from Assassin's Creed I want to put into the game. Yeah. So there'll be a tower, there'll be nooks and crannies or whatever.
Yeah, but same concept.
Yeah, totally.
Slight deviation of topic here.
That's not allowed.
Any of y'all that have hobby stores that y'all normally go to, if y'all see a 1/35th scale, and it has to be Tamiya, 1/35th scale M48 patent, let me know.
M48.
You know what? I'll put a link in Discord to my local store because they have a website.
Well, and I'm okay doing it online.
If you find it,
I'm looking for a bargain. So
I can't guarantee that.
Right, and I understand that. I'm trying to get my feelers out everywhere. So.
Okay. Has to be Tamiya, 1/35th scale M48.
M48.
Okay.
Because Chris put a bug in my ear about that scene from Full Metal Jacket.
You're welcome, by the way.
What'd you say?
You want this?
You're welcome, by the way.
I won't turn it down.
Freebies.
How much do I owe you?
Freebies.
Oh,
nice.
Because I'm not going to do 135.
My wife.
Really?
I started to put the road wheels on the PZ2.
Yeah.
I said, I don't want to do this. I used to love
now,
it.
Now, let's see. The PZ2, that'd be what, 76, 77 mold?
This is, hold on. It's a 2FG. Just fucking green. Put the
Should be right on the sprue.
So, Chris, I know you're trying to end the show, but it's just not letting you.
That's 71.
Hey, Reese, you looked at scalehobbyist.com, right?
I really don't know much about it.
Scalehobbyist.com has one for $25.60.
Okay, what? I'll take a look and see if it's the year I want or not.
Yeah, it's a Tamiya 135 and 48.
Okay.
And 1994 for the Sturm shoots.
Okay, that's what I thought. The Stug is a 94 or in the 90s. But I'll say Tamiya's stuff from the 80s and 90s is better than the Academy stuff from like 2 years ago.
It's yours. Send me some dirty turkey insemination pictures.
I would get fired in a heartbeat, but I will do my best.
You were just.
On that note, Jeff, I still have those mini Russians for you.
I like Russians.
I
So
have one box
what I
that's
do
not
need
even
to do.
open, I found.
I've done all my mixtures for World War II colors
Uh-huh.
in the speed paints and in the classics that I had and in the 2.0s. And I need to kick out that list.
Okay, well, if you on Facebook or something, send me your address in the next 2 or 3 years, I'll get that sent to you.
Sure. Yeah, Reese, you do the same to me. Send me.
Will do, and let me know how I can get money to you for shipping.
Oh, no, dude. Just that won't cost nothing.
Okay.
I cheat.
Just send him a turkey spread eagle. He's happy.
I'm banging the local post office girl anyhow. So.
That works.
Good Lord.
Sick man, Jeff.
I'm gonna tell you what. If this ever gets out, I'll never be able to run for office.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, we'd still vote for you.
Oh, I know you would. That's the thing.
Hey, we want cabinet positions. Come on.
Okay.
Just saying.
First ever National Board of Miniatures. Let's do it.
We'd have the smallest army in the world.
And I propose the United Nations that we settle this with a game of Fistful of Lead. What? And everybody's scrambling on the internet.
We got the smallest army in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I played all but the last turn of this game. So this first scenario,
You're gonna finish it?
this one here, and then the
I was
next
looking
one,
forward to
the
that
next one will actually have
Napoleonic
combat
game.
in it.
And Chris, I hate to disappoint you though. The M48 will simply be a terrain piece. There's going to be no
That's fine.
tank on the board. It's going to be knocked
That's
out.
fine.
I've
As long as I can send somebody up to talk to the pull the phone off the ass end of it.
Oh no,
Call
it's
it
going to be
call it an airstrike.
it's going to be shot to pieces.
Oh,
I
okay.
remember- Hey, I remember the first time I saw one of those on the back of an M60. I looked at that and I said, "What the hell is?" I said, and of course, being a private, all right, in Germany, and not knowing the tanker stuff yet, I'm like, "Can I call my girlfriend on that?"
So
Yeah, you pick it up. You got Lily Tomlin on the other end.
if you look closely, on all of my tanks and my 135th scale American tanks, at least all my Shermans, there's either a 30 cal box or a 50 cal box underneath the engine deck with a phone on top of it, rigged up so the infantry can talk to the tank commander. I saw a picture of a guy doing that one
I
time.
will tell you this:
I was like, gotta do it.
it was very useful in urban terrain where we happen to have a tank or two attached. Very useful.
Now, are you going to make it up to March to Victory next year?
No, I can't. I'm not going to guarantee any of that. I don't want to put my
long
foot
ways
in my
off.
mouth.
I can't say anything.
Understood. We'll see. It's probably gonna be I don't know what Jay's gonna think of it, because it's gonna take up a lot of table space, and it's gonna be 4 players only, and it's gonna be
How much table space? How much table space?
probably another. So I had 2 tables this year. Probably gonna be a 3rd table.
That's fine. No.
Okay. I just because it's not a high player count. It's not. We'll see how it goes.
The 2 requirements that Robin has
Mhm.
is the scenery, is the terrain and scenery looking good?
You've already seen it.
Yeah. And will people enjoy it and say, because of this game, I want to come back next year?
Yeah, and as I said, it's not going to be one of those where people are slapping each other on the back and going, "Oh, I really enjoyed this game." It's going to be that game made me think, and let's do it.
There you go.
So,
Well, I mean, I already got 1 player.
so
Whatever I decide to play or run.
well, and it's completely scalable. The AI that I run it on, I can scale it up to versus 1 player versus 4 players. So it's and anywhere in between.
Yeah.
The only reason I don't want to run it with more than 4 is I'm not sure I can run a table with that system with more than 4 people.
So here's the deal. Here's the deal I will make with you. I'll play in the game next year.
Okay.
I'll give you my tips, my hints, my whatevers.
Absolutely.
If you want to do another game, maybe not Enway City, but a different game with the same structure,
Mhm.
and you want to scale it up, I will help you the following year.
Okay.
There you go.
Didn't you also know that you're moving March to Victory to a different location this coming year?
Yeah, we have to. The location we were in wants an additional $1,200.
Wait, wasn't it only like $2,000 though? What was the location cost before that?
1,700.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. Right,
Yeah.
it wasn't
So
too bad.
they want almost they want almost 3,000, and that's with us cutting Sunday off.
No.
We're going to cut Sunday off anyway.
Well, and here's a thought. It's a great location. Jay moves it to another location next year. They don't get any of that money. They don't get any of that business. He comes, and I'm not telling him how to run his business. I don't tell Robin how to run their business. Come back the next year afterwards and go, hey, we had a great convention. This was our turnout, everything, whatever, and put the offer back on the table with the original price.
So the thought is, hopefully, when we make the move, it'll be to someplace that will be more
Permanent?
No, not more permanent, but
Bigger.
yeah, bigger to grow a little more. Now, a couple things that we're not going to be worrying about next year. We're not going to worry about the silent auction. If people want to come and sell their stuff, they just cough up $5 for a table, and
There you
you
go.
have to worry.
I got a
You worry
question.
about your stuff.
I got
Yeah.
a question for you guys when you're done with that.
Go ahead.
I'm thinking of making a belt out of watches. I don't know if that would be a waste of time or not.
It would be a waste of time.
Good
But,
God.
but if you do that, you do that though, I'll just throw it out the window because I love to watch time fly.
I just got that dumb shit.
Hey, I'm good for something.
So
I know Reese had a look of perplexity on his face. Did you figure it out?
Figure what out?
The joke.
the belt.
Yeah, I was thinking about something else too.
Okay.
I'm trying to figure out my mat for Way City. And I don't know if I want to go get a cigar box battle mat that's made of that looks like cobblestone. I don't know if I want to do the whole J. Arnold thing and get leather and paint lines on it. I don't know what I want to do. I got a lot of time to think about it.
You got a lot less time than you really think. Than you really.
Not really.
I got 2 months.
Yeah, it's 10 months away, but it's also only 10 months away.
Minis painted, buildings painted, rules printed out and ready.
All right.
I got to figure out my roads.
So,
Gotta paint some
my-
cobblestones.
so what I'm doing for Bowels and Brews
Mhm.
is I'm gonna do the arena battle from Attack of the Clones
Do it.
with battle droids and Jedi and Jango Fett and
That sounds fun.
The Reek and the Acklay and
Mhm.
the next is the Nexu.
Lasers being shot across the arena there. That'd
I
be
like
fun.
it. What system?
Arena of Blood.
Okay.
Yeah, all I have to do is figure out, how I'm going to handle,
Get a desert hex
shooting.
mat. There you go.
Yep.
So
But I figured print out, have the 3 columns in the middle, and that's where Padme and Anakin and Obi-Wan start.
You can have the 3 monsters or whatever it was.
Yep, exactly.
I'm really hoping my wife doesn't watch this show because what I'm about to say. The way table will probably be $1,000 or more overall.
Wow.
So
Hey.
You guys, you all really need to wake up and realize that I'm a bachelor and blackmail is not above me.
I know the guy that owns the channel. He can take this video down anytime.
Oh, then let me turn my record off.
Oh man,
Good stuff tonight, guys. Good chat.
it's been good.
Yep.
Jeff,
Right, so-
seriously, send me your address, and
I
like I
cer-
said, give me some time, and I'll get that sent to you when I can.
I certainly
Send me
will.
yours, Mike.
So tomorrow night we've got Hissy Cat on his YouTube channel on Hissy Cat
Anisho?
Studios. Hissy Cat Studios, not builds, right?
Yep, it's going to be Hits Cat Studios. I'm going to do it as a video, a live feed, but I'm also going to distribute it I'm going to list it as a podcast. So I'm going to try. There'll be some visuals, but I'm going to try to keep it mostly like this, conversational, so that it can play on as a podcast.
Right.
So we'll see how I
and
do.
it's going to be talking about game design. It's first in the series.
Yeah.
Then Friday night, like I said, either on my Discord or Hissy's Discord, we're just going to have another chat We will not have again. We're not going to have a Saturday night show because I'm going to be hopefully going to be. I'll have all 4 of my Space Marines painted up, and Jay and I are going to have our first game of Fistful of Galactic Heroes, Dark, whatever the hell it's called.
I picked up the PDF of Galactic Heroes, by the way.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, so I'll start playing some of that here soon when I get some more minis painted. But yeah,
Well, if Jay Wiley had anything to do with it, it's usually pretty great. So,
well, I've got the paperback version of the Black Powder, and reading through it, and then having the game that Mutt did. I had a lot of fun with that system, so I'm looking forward to doing more.
Jay was asking to see.
I always loved the jetpacks, man.
I like the original jetpacks that looked like the old Pratt and Whitney J100 turbojets.
I would not.
I have a soft spot for the early Space Marines.
Yeah. So my guys are their palm colors will determine what group they're in. So like the guys with the jetpacks all have red because they're, oh no, these are supposed to be yellow. Shit. Supposed to be yellow because they're fast moving like cavalry.
Okay.
I like it.
The regular bog standard
Blue.
or have blue pauldrons, and then my vehicles have the drivers and gunners in the vehicles have the red pauldrons. Artillery armor. Yeah.
Cool.
So yeah, I gotta change. I gotta repaint. I think I'm gonna keep his helmet red, but I need to change the color of the pauldrons to yellow. Crap. Oh well. Well, I only painted one, so
I'm looking forward to that Fistful Lead Reloaded 2.0 coming out.
yeah, that's coming out. I think we're looking at June.
I think we may see some Earp Brothers versus some Apaches if I play my card.
There you go.
Just why not?
Yeah.
So
Jay says, "Do my own thing at 38,000 years in the future." That's what I'm doing. The if I can find it, I actually have made decals of the 36th Infantry Division patch, and that's their chapter badge.
Oh, very cool.
Patch. They're called. I think I called them like Tiberius's Lancers, and they're every Space Marine chapter is supposed to have lame, whatever, go away, Jay. Every chapter has a ancient relic, and their ancient relic is supposedly the Lance of Longinus.
Would you say that fast?
The Lance of Longinus.
I don't get the reference, but that just sounds like
Reminds me of Jeff.
Careful.
The Lance of Longinus is the spear used, or also known as the Spear of Longinus, is the spear that was used by the centurion to stab Jesus in the side.
Oh, okay.
To make sure he was dead.
also known as the Spear of Destiny by some.
Yeah, and some say that because of it has Christ's blood on it, it imbued it with certain powers, etc., and so forth.
Okay.
And so this is, from 2,000 years ago, current, all the way, going into the year 40,000, the 41st millennium. It has become this ancient relic, and it's, whatever.
I thought you were going to say they're carrying around like a Sherman tank or something.
That's what I thought too.
Nope.
Look at this 38,000-year-old tank that's still going strong.
That's what the Lehman Russ was based off of.
Yeah.
So somebody's got a birthday coming up soon, right? If I remember correctly. Is there going to be a special show?
Oh, he's only gonna be 52,
Well,
right?
June. What day is June 1st on this year? June 1st is actually on a Thursday. So May 31st will be a Wednesday. So we'll have a birthday eve show.
There we
Stay
go.
up till midnight and sing happy birthday.
Probably
Man,
not,
we have
because
party hats on and all
I
that?
got to go work. If by party hat you mean dinosaur hat,
I've got one of those hanging on my door, but I'm not opening it up and letting the dogs in.
fair enough. So yeah, May 31st we'll have a show, and
Meandering.
Wake up.
so. All right, guys. Well, thanks for those that stayed with us. I know we took a sidetrack and spent quite a bit of time talking sports, and that's not everybody's cup of tea. But you know what? If you don't like it, you don't have to watch, and apparently they didn't. So, no harm, no foul.
It's all good.
Hell. All right, guys. We're going to go ahead and wrap it up.
Zombicide in a couple weeks.
Zombicide in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Dibs on murder she committed.
Brian, you got my Discord?
I'm doing Discord and Noah's, not Jay's.
Oh, I'm saying, do you have you can find my account there. It's
Not Jay's.
Discord
Right?
Monitor guy. Just shoot me a message on dates if you don't mind.
Oh,
I
you
can
want
watch
to
them. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll make sure I got off work. So
Okay, cool.
He's got the best cargo containers in the world.
Oh, yeah.
Anyways.
Filled with raccoons and zombie dogs.
Hey, I opened one up. Some nasty came out. We danced. I pushed it back in and shut the door. It was no big deal.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah, but we're talking Zombicide right now, man.
Oh,
So,
Yep. So, all right,
Anyway.
guys. Thanks everybody for showing up. I appreciate it. Until next time, we'll see you on the flip side.